Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Police in McDonald County arrest all 3 inmates who escaped from the McDonald County Detention Center on Saturday. Sheriff Rob Evenson says David Molina, Carmelo Burgos, and Shantavion Thomas were taken into custody in Knoll without any injuries. All 3 are held on violent offenses. Missouri's Attorney General Eric Schmidt is challenging the city of St. Louis's mask mandate in court. The new rule took effect Monday and requires everyone over the age of 5 to wear a mask on public transit and at indoor public venues, regardless of their vaccination status. The mandate comes as coronavirus cases surge across the U.S. The mayor calls the lawsuit frivolous. The Missouri State Department of Education releases new guidance ahead of the upcoming school year. Many of the recommendations mirror those put out by the CDC earlier this month. They include promoting vaccinations, requiring masks for unvaccinated students, and social distancing. But largely, local districts will have the final say, including on how policies differ between vaccinated and unvaccinated students. Construction is in full swing at the Joplin Regional Airport. Federal funds are paying for a rebuild of the airport's main runway. $14.5 million project is 100% paid for through CARES Act funding. Work started Thursday and is scheduled to continue until next Monday. During that time, the airport will be closed, though airport manager Steve Stockham says work is ahead of schedule. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
Here's what we've got outside of Television City. Gorgeous Tuesday start, but it's already a warm one out there as temperatures range from the low to high 70s. We've already got Chanute chiming in at 77, Joplin's at 75, Cassville at 74. Clean looking Skywatch storm tracker. We had a little bit of rain that came down the far southern portion of our highlighted counties, worked up from eastern Oklahoma and northwestern Arkansas, but it's already done. It was one of those where dropped about 4 or 5 raindrops, called it good. With the ridge of the jet stream all the way up in Canada right now, you have heat watches and warnings and advisories, the whole 9, stretching from the Canadian border all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Cut ourselves out of the severe thunderstorm risk map. We're more concerned with how hot it's going to be today, as we'll range up into the mid-90s and feel about like 104 and 105 this afternoon. Any rain that we do see is going to be real far down to the south. Hardly any of it can even make it into our counties. So our heat advisories, there's a reason here why these last all the way into Thursday, and no surprises when they go ahead and extend them into Friday and Saturday, because that's when we're going to turn into the high 90s. And the humidity, no break from it. So like I said, you can tack on 8 to 10 degrees each and every day as far as what it's going to feel like during the afternoon. Whole lot of water, whole lot of sunscreen. Make sure the pets have water before you take off, and don't forget, always nice to check on your neighbors, and especially if they're elderly, and make sure they're doing okay, because this is going to extend really into the first couple days of August. We'll be back with more KOM Morning News right after this.